Hi everyone, welcome to LeThans Art. I'm going to be drawing on Procreate today, and I have a special guest from Germany, Paschalis Dougalis. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi everyone. Thank you for the invitation.
You're very welcome. You ready to start drawing? Here we go.
Okay.
You can start.
Thank you.
So Paschalis, question.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you start in your where you are today?
You mean about the today's drawing?
In general, how did you go from when you begin drawing to where you are today?
It's a long story. Actually, I did start very early. When I was 4, I saw for the first time some artistic abilities. I did start drawing my toys, and because I had the fortune to grow up in a rural area with many domestic animals around. I did start very early to study them. My grandpa used to keep cows and goats and donkeys, and they have been my first models. But there's a long story. I didn't realize that I always used to draw animals. They have been always my favorite models, but I had to wait long until I went to the university, and I discovered my very first bird guide. It was 1993. And then I realized that there's a whole world involved in wildlife art and wildlife illustration. I don't know if you want to know something specific about the whole process, about my journey.
Yeah, whatever you want to share.
Okay. It has been. It was 1993 when I was. I've been invited to organize a solo exhibition in my hometown, Kozani, in northwestern Greece, and most of the presented artworks have been birds and mammals of the region. And at this exhibition, I had the fortune to meet a publisher from Athens, and he suggested to illustrate a series of children books featuring endangered birds and mammals in Greece for children. It was 1996 when I finished the whole series. It was there has been a set of 4 or 5 books then, and they have very great audience in Greece. They have been sold out very soon. They have been they got some new editions, but I realized that the market in Greece was very small, and I did start making thoughts about migrating abroad, and the first chance I had to visit Germany then, it was a friend of mine who was studying in Munich and invited me to visit him. And then I did start making thoughts about migrating and maybe study art in Munich. It was 1997 when I got the decision to leave Greece for Germany. And when I came here, I did start getting small commissions. I had to learn the language first, and within this time I used to visit the locals Munich Zoo very often. I did countless studies life, from mammals, birds, reptiles, everything you can imagine. And while drawing on the spot in the zoo, I met very many interesting people, and I got my first private commissions. And it was a moment when I've been notified from a friend that there's a competition about bird artists in England, organized by British Birds magazine. If I'm not wrong, it's not the oldest one. Almost 200 years exists already, and I did take part of this competition, and I've been twice runner-up. My colored painting appeared on the cover of the magazine, and my artwork became much more well known to the public, particularly to the specialized ornithologically interested public. And almost at the same time, 2 years later, there has been a competition organized by a museum in northern Germany. It was 2003, if I'm not wrong, and it was the first time such a kind of competition trying to promote bird artists has been organized ever in Germany. And I took part and I got the first prize. And this was the major chance to. They have been attached, but conducted by publishers, and I did start my illustration career, I would say. And I didn't stop ever since to work as an illustrator, without a stop, until today. Should I say something about today's drawing, maybe about the technique I'm using?
You talking to me? Oh,
yeah.
I'm drawing a line and a lineness, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks ago, I had my art gallery, which went very well. I had about 50 people, and
Great.
I did a version of this without the lineness. So I'm doing a more detailed drawing right now of that same one.
Still on Procreate, right?
Yeah, Procreate. Yeah. So I did two demos for my gallery. The first one was I had to use the sketchbook, and then I switched to Procreate after. And I had people in the studio with me following along. And about 20 people drew a line with me.
Did they join you at drawing, or did they try to follow you?
I was giving instructions, and I was and they did it their own way, of course.
Independent from age, right?
What was that?
Independent from age. There were various people, from children to the adults, adult age.
Everyone that drew, there was a few kids that came earlier. Everyone that during my demo was an adult. There was more. There wasn't too many kids. There was a lot of adults. There was probably there was less than 10 kids. It was mostly all adults.
Would you say that you're more interested on mammals than in birds?
Animals?
Yeah, in general.
I draw a lot of animals. I also like to paint in watercolor and do some landscapes.
Traditional media. Okay.
So for probably the rest of the year on my show, I'm probably it's gonna be all traditional from here on out.
And do you prefer draw mammals or birds, or do you have a specific favorite?
I've only drawn a few birds, like some owls and stuff. If we have time at the end, I'll show you a couple drawings from my
Well,
book.
Sure. Actually, I'm doing regularly also studies from mammals, too, from humans too. But I do prefer drawing birds. It's my favorite subject, and I know them pretty well since I forgot to mention that it was since I got this competition in 2003. I got a huge commission to illustrate all the birds of Europe. It was 2004 up to 2006 for a small guide, and contains all the breeding species breeding in Europe, and as well rare vagrants from North America or Siberia, from Asia. It was a huge achievement, and it was also a huge step forward to get more well known among the ornithologists and artists who are involved with ornithological illustration.
Mythological illustration.
Not yet.
Did you ever try
to? Did you ever try to illustrate or to do some drawings based on the stories of Aesop, of the ancient? I'm sure you know him. He was the first one who wrote stories using actually birds and mammals, humanize them actually, just like the fox and the grapes, or the lion and the stork, or I decided to portray a bald eagle because it's a very well known species, not only in North America but also in Europe. They used to keep it in many raptor collections.
Is this the same eagle that you drew a couple of weeks ago, or is this a different one?
No, it's another one. It's another one. Completely different light conditions. This is actually a screenshot from a video I took in the raptor collection in northern Bavaria a few years ago. And I love the lighting. I'm using toned paper to draw it.
Paschalis, question for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, when people teach people how to draw, they have their own techniques. So if you were in your technique, I don't know if we can say your technique. How would you go by teaching kids how to draw? Because from my experience, when I teach at church camp, kids get stumped on like they don't know how to draw certain things, and then they just get confused and start giving them. So how, if you were to give instructions to kids on how to draw a specific subject, how would you go by doing that?
I'm trying first to simplify the forms and compare them to geometrical forms, just like forms that everyone knows, just like a circle or four-angled forms, or in any case comparing geometrical forms and simplifying the forms they're looking at. And I have actually very, very good experiences working with kids, not always with adults. I would say while teaching in the zoo, drawing in the zoo on the spot, I've been very often disappointed from the achievements adults have managed to get, but almost never from the kids. They were much more open, and they were able to absorb every advice I given them, and trying to make their own artwork and reach a certain level.
So to break things down into shapes, to simplify.
Simplify shapes, right? And for example, I was we have been drawing a flamingo head. We've been staying in the front of the flamingo enclosure and to try to explain to them how the flamingos are looking look like, and I compared the shape of the head with an egg. An egg is not oval. It's from the one side is somewhat bigger, more cycle, and at the other side is more somewhat smaller, and it going to a certain peak, a rounded peak. And I compared the beak of the flamingo with a three-angled shape where the edges were somewhat rounded. And it was easier for the kids to understand this. Looking at the original, the live specimen, and at the drawing, I was trying to explain them how will it be possible to understand the shape and forms and volume.
I saw yesterday you did something with foxes. You drew some foxes?
Yeah, I've been teaching for 5 Mondays now, actually twice a year, in a kind of open university, I would say, translated to English. It's been organized by the Munich municipality for adults. There are many courses every evening, and I've been commissioned to organize 2 courses per year. Watercolor, how to portray in watercolor birds and mammals, and fox was the last of the portraits that we made. And I used to work step by step, and they photographing every step. They're looking at me while creating the certain portrait, and try to imitate in their own way and to create their own portraits and artwork.
And you did that off of video, or you were live drawing?
No, unfortunately not. While teaching, I'm just doing some of the participants used to take some video, but not in any case. I have to get more well organized in the next courses. I'm still doing this 6 years now, and in the next course will take place in following September, and maybe I'm going to take some video while creating the portraits. I'm sure it's going to be much more interesting for the participants and not only for them. Maybe I'm going to upload this on YouTube, or we'll see.
You teach adults, right?
Pardon?
Do you teach adults or children?
Adults, only adults. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There are people who most of them are older people, or ladies who are old gentlemen who work part-time and have plenty of time in the evening, the early evening, and this is the time they fits to them, to the schedules. And I'm pretty I have very nice experience, and I met very interesting and sometimes very talented people while teaching. Your colors, they look pretty opaque, just like a gouache I have the feeling that you are working with using gouache. It's pretty interesting.
I am not using gouache.
Yeah, I know that's it's digital, but
I've also never used gouache.
uh-huh.
I've used acrylics and watercolors. That's it. I've tried egg tempera like a long time ago for like 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I prefer watercolor because it's easier and less messier than acrylics.
Okay. And you need actually much less color, much more water than color while working on watercolors. It's pretty interesting. But in any case, you could use gouache also by mixing them with much more water, and they giving you the feeling of using watercolors. And then just I've used to do it in many illustrations, and I'm just using more opaque touches for the highlights at the very end. There is also the possibility to use just watercolors and mixing it for the highlights with opaque white gouache. I hope the eagle was well visible from the edge we're looking at.
I like your whites.
Let's bring it to life. And I'm using peat paints of Faber-Castell brand, whites and grays, trying to achieve the volume and light. Sunrise are the background.
Sunset.
Sunset. Are you able to create a mid-tone if you want to do something like? Is it possible to mix colors in digitally?
So if you see my color wheel, this.
Okay.
You have this, and then you have this.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
So right now I'm adding a shadow to I'm gonna add a shadow to this whole drawing.
And so you're able to retain the control over the tone in any case, darker or paler. That's crazy. I never tried to work digitally. My daughter used to make some characters on a using special software. I'm not sure that she's using Procreate or something else, but I never had the time also to get involved with this and to trying to understand how does this work. I'm going to send you in any case the final drawing and scanned maybe in a better resolution.
I'm almost done. I just have to add some whiskers.
Okay.
There's my drawing for you.
Okay.
I'm
Pretty.
gonna share something. I'm gonna share something with you. This is
Okay.
what I did for my demo.
It's a Sphinx.
Yeah.
What is a? It's a lion looking like
It's a
something.
line. I just put the whole thing in shadow.
Reminds me of Egypt, and
Oh.
a Sphinx in the backlight.
So this is so when I did my book, this is the cover.
Okay.
I turn off these two things so you can see that better. So that's the cover.
This was the Secrets of the Forest was the title.
Secrets of the Forest, yeah. So
Which was the other story, or it was a story of contained in this book about the poisoned hole. Which was this?
the Poison Water Hole. That was the animated short I just finished. This is my book that I got.
Okay.
This is the book that I have published. So this cover is the reason to why the left side of it is all in shadow is the shadow is the dark part of the forest, and you get the good part of the forest, which is why it's in light. Let me show you some characters. Here are some drawings I have of an owl.
Maybe Virginia, I guess, right?
No, I did these straight off. I did these straight off of Google.
Memory.
Yeah, I just did them off memory. Here's a sketch. Here's the sketch of the tree that I did for my cover way before I even thought about doing a book.
Okay.
And this is in a sketchbook, as you can see. This is in the Strathmore gray.
Okay.
With color pencils and markers on top.
By the way, do you have any owls in the area where you used to live?
Oh, do we have any owls?
Owls, wild living owls.
We might. I don't really see any, but. Can I show you a couple of my favorite drawings from my book?
Sure.
Check out that.
Wow. The main character is a lion, the owl?
Yeah. His name is Christopher the Lionheart. And then the owl is Alvis, which I was looking up owls names for owls, and Alvis means all wise in Old English.
Interesting.
And then these cool little frog characters. And I also have like a color script for my cover. And yeah, here's another. Here's the cover without all the shadows on it.
Mm-hmm. Also, it could be taken as a transition from the darkness to the light. It could be also.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun putting in the shadows to this,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to bring out the moon just enough.
Mm-hmm. It's like a first daylight.
I also really like the way this came out.
Mm-hmm.
When I did the stream on top of the log in the middle, I had no idea what I was doing. I just went for it.
Mm-hmm.
I completely made that up. And actually, this is in Procreate, but I have an original in my book in watercolor.
Mm-hmm. So you have combined both traditional and digital media.
Yeah. I also have a couple of fun drawings like this.
Oh.
Sloth. And then I have this grizzly.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another line I did from a long time ago.
Okay. You love lions, right? I see that this is your favorite.
Yeah. In Procreate, you can incorporate pictures, so that tree is from Google.
Uh-huh.
And then I also have this one, which I did 2 winters ago.
Real fantasy characters combined with realistic backgrounds.
Yeah, it's fun that way. I have this one too.
Mm-hmm. Breach.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for my voice. I got a cold a few days ago, and I'm still I still didn't recover yet. my voice has been changed a little.
So anything else you want to discuss?
I'm open to any kind of question. Sorry.
We should do this again, by the way.
Can you see the drawing well? Is it visible?
I can see your drawing really well.
Okay. I'm almost done with the drawing. If I'm going to add some few strokes, I'm going to scan it and send to you.
All right.
After the recording. In any case, many thanks for the invitation, and it was fun to weather you along.
We'll do it again. Maybe we'll hook up this summer in Greece if you want to come.
Hopefully, we're going to be there at the same time. I have no idea.
When are you going?
We'll be probably in the middle of June there.
June till when?
I have no idea when exactly. To 8th of June to 20th?
Oh, I'll be there later on.
Okay. We're going to be in Greece in 1 week, for a week. But not for fun. I have to arrange some things to visit authorities and such things.
Anyways, we'll get you back on the show sometime in the later on this year. And
Now
well,
I know how it works, and it's much easier to install my stuff and work with
yeah.
you. Great.
Anyways, we'll be in touch. So thank you
Sure.
for coming on to my show today.
Yeah. Thank you too. It was a pleasure to work with you online.
Dankeschön.
Bitte. Have a nice evening now.
All right, you too.
Bring us down
Good
with
one.
you. Many thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you all for joining my show today, and we'll see you all later. Thanks. Bye.